I want to conclude by talking about the final solution to these issues. And that is that we can deal with these problems in part by growing our economy, by putting the country back on a path towards prosperity. Part of the solution is a healthy economy, so let me address some of the steps we've taken to specifically benefit the economy of our region and support Kentucky families. We've got these great signature industries, the horse industry, the bourbon distilling industry, manufacturing, auto manufacturing with Toyota and Lexmark, agriculture and finance. So one of the things we've got to do is make sure our tax policies help promote these job-creating engines in our backyard. So in the horse industry, we've got a bill called the Equine Tax Parity, which would reduce the capital gains holding period for horses from 24 to 12 months, eliminating an antiquated tax shelter that discourages investment in the equine industry. The Racehorse Cost Recovery Act is my bill that I've introduced as the chairman of the Congressional Horse Caucus. This is a priority for the horse industry that would make permanent the 3-year depreciation for horses, for thoroughbreds, and for racehorses. And as a member of the Congressional Bourbon Caucus, I've introduced a similar measure for our spirit, the Aged Distilled Spirits Competitiveness Act, to correct provisions in the tax code that disadvantage our bourbon distillers compared to other spirit producers and foreign competitors. If passed, this will no longer produce a discriminatory treatment of bourbon just because the bourbon has to go into those famous white charred barrels, charred oak barrels. And I think, as we all agree, that's what makes the difference. Just a few weeks ago, this organization, Commerce Lexington, helped host the Lithuanian ambassador, Pavlionis, the Lithuanian ambassador to the United States. I met the ambassador in Washington, and we started talking about Lithuania and Kentucky. And Lithuania is a progressive country. They want to engage in more aggressive trade. Already 130 American companies have a presence in Lithuania. It's home to one of the most highly educated workforces in all of Europe. And so we invited him to come to Kentucky to tour our bourbon distilleries. And he came, and Dr. Lyons hosted us at Alltech, and Commerce Lexington did a great job hosting him. We partnered with the Kentucky Distillers Association. He visited Wild Turkey and Woodford Reserve and Buffalo Trace. And then, because Lithuanians love basketball, we took him to Rupp Arena that night, and we had a great time. But it was not long after he was in the bluegrass that the ambassador started talking about our bourbon. And he said, you know what? Vodka is the occupier's drink. Bourbon is the drink of freedom. So we'll continue to do these kinds of things. Obviously, you know about our advocacy to fight for our coal industry, to rein in burdensome regulations there. Lexmark was in the U.S. Supreme Court earlier this week. I had a chance to support Lexmark in its landmark litigation that reached all the way to the highest court in the land, and we're going to be visiting with them later today. As a member of the Auto Manufacturing Caucus in Congress, we're fighting for Toyota and all the exciting things that are happening there, including the new Lexus line that's going in. We're supporting the bid to bring the World Equestrian Games back to Kentucky, and I'm excited to have supported that effort, and will continue to do so. So we'll continue to take these steps, because if we get the people of Kentucky back to work, if we get the people of this country back to work, that's going to rise all boats. And these are controversial times. You may not agree with everything that I said here today about specific policies, Obamacare, the debt, or whatever. But one thing that we're going to continue to strive to do is listen to you, listen to your concerns, your interests, the signature industries of our Commonwealth, and be an advocate for you, an ambassador for you in Washington, D.C.